Bonjour les amis, hi friends from all over the VC and beyond. This video is my entry in Bill's My Vinyl Community Story Contest. Let's all celebrate Bill's 2 years in the VC and more than 700 subscribers as of now. Most of all, let's celebrate how great a person Bill is. One of the kindest persons in our beloved community. So let's go. The first question is how did you discover the VC and when did you begin making videos? Well, I've been following the vinyl community on YouTube since 2014 or 2015. It was a couple of years after I bought my turntable and started looking for vinyl records. I really don't remember what was the first VC video that I watched. I probably searched for keywords like vinyl collection or something like that. Over time, some of my favorite channels were those of LJ, Biosite1, Robert Z, of course, Brandon, which is Mr. Hall of Fame, and the Vinyl Vault channel, among many others. I didn't have any YouTube account at the time, so I was not interacting at all. And to be honest, it did not really cross my mind to comment at the time. I was in some kind of absorbing mode, if you want. And so to make a story short, my first video was an entry in Robert Z's Grand Lottery from 2018. And it was a huge step for me, and I'm glad that I did. So that's how it began for me. So on to question number 2. An album or two that I picked up after seeing it in a VC video. I selected 2 albums. Here's the first one. It's called Vehicle by the Ides of March. This was released in 1970. It has one pretty big hit on it, which is the title track. Emma at 8 Vinyl Low showed this one. We happen to both be Jim Peterick fans. Jim, of course, was the leader of the band Survivor, along with Frankie Sullivan. I would have probably bought this one someday anyway to add to my Jim Peterick collection, but seeing Emma show it and positively talk about it prompted me to jump on it when I saw a copy at my record store. It's a solid listen. A great energetic album with trumpets and saxophone to give it a special flavor. Good stuff. And the other album I selected is by Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, known as OMD. The title is The Punishment of Luxury. And this one came out in 2017, I'm sorry. And the first time I saw that album was on the VC channel King's Drummer. This gentleman, his name is Gilbert. I think it was the simplistic design of the cover that intrigued me and gave me a good first impression. The only thing I knew about this synth pop band was the hit song If You Leave. I never really was a big fan of that song, but I don't really know why. After watching Gilbert talking about that latest release, I decided to stream the album and listen for myself. And I gotta say, I was hooked. And my 2 girls, they quickly requested that I put it on again and again. Especially the song Robot Man. So at around Christmas time I ordered a copy. I dig this a lot. And if it wasn't for the VC, I don't think I would have discovered that album. Now for your third question, you would like us to show you our favorite or a favorite album in our collection. You're right, this is by far the hardest question of your contest. Instinctively, I would have showed a Boston or Yes album, but I didn't want to do that because I seem to always talk about those bands. So I'm going to cheat a little, if you don't mind. You like the vast universe of jazz, so I thought I would show you my favorite album on the ECM label at the moment. Here's Timeless, which is number 1047 on the label. It was recorded in June 1974 and released in 75. This album was sold to me, well, essentially given to me by a great friend. And just looking at the names of the undisputed legends on this, you know that you're in for a treat. Jan Hammer on organ and synthesizer, piano, Jack DeJohnette on drums, and the awesome John Abercrombie on guitar. And this was actually Abercrombie's debut album under his name on ECM, if I'm not mistaken. You get exquisite jazz fusion, fantastic interplays, delicate virtuosity, and even some progressive rock elements on it. It really is its own thing. And when you have DeJohnette on board, it just can't get any better. If you don't know this album, I would suggest that you check out the title track that closes the album and is 12 minutes long. I will put a link below. This gorgeous haunting piece is an Abercrombie composition. It starts very slowly, first with a deep low synth sound, and then Abercrombie adds his guitar before DeJohnette joins in with subtle drum parts. And this ambient sound is established during the first few minutes. Then at around 4 minutes and a half, the song shifts a little bit and starts to slowly build up. You get more rhythm and more build up at around 6 or 7 minutes. And this is seriously beautiful music. And at around the 8-minute mark, there's a nice synth solo. To be honest, I wouldn't be able to tell you what exact instrument it is, but it's very beautiful. And this lasts for another couple of minutes, and then the piece continues in the same haunting direction and ends slowly and gracefully. Wonderful music. And the rest of the album is near perfection as well. So that was my pick for you today, Timeless on the ECM label, and it's my favorite ECM album as of today. And finally, you invite us to take this opportunity to give a couple of channel shoutouts. Well, allow me to once again recommend Phil West's channel. Phil only has around 30 subscribers, which is a shame since he knows a lot about music. He's a DJ, and you can see vinyl records is his passion. He loves classic rock, and being from British Columbia, Canada, he also likes many Canadian bands. His videos are a little rough around the edges, but please listen to what he has to say, and go discover the great records that he shows. He's a one take, you get what you see type of guy. Honestly, that only makes his authenticity shine even more. He's also very open-minded and generous. Really, I think his only weakness is that he's cheering for the Vancouver Canucks instead of the Montreal Canadiens. In all seriousness, please go check him out. I'll put a link below to his channel. He's a wonderful VC friend to have. And before I conclude, I don't want to forget to tell you, as you asked as a bonus, that I think Duke is your favorite Genesis album from that later period of the band, and that Duchess is your favorite song off that album. So there you go. Bill, I hope you enjoyed my humble entry for you today. I want to say thank you again for your shout out to me as part of this contest. Congrats for your 2 years in the VC and for having an incredible amount of subscribers as of now. You're fantastic. Keep up the excellent work.